Hello guys and welcome to my channel. It's Akira Johanna, and if this is your first time ever viewing my video, welcome. It's been, I know, a while since I've done a video, but if you saw the last video I did, if you've watched it, you would have known that I was taking basically a sabbatical from YouTube because my anxiety was taking a toll on me. So before I get into this video, which I will do very shortly, I just wanted to touch bases on like what I've done over the last 2 months while not filming. And basically I want to just run through this very quickly because I don't want to waste your time, guys. But I took a lot of time to just self-reflect. I feel like a lot of my anxiety came from me putting way too much pressure on myself as a person. I had way too many expectations. I let society kind of pressure me into feeling like I had to be at a certain place and point in my life. I've always looked at the age 25 as like a benchmark. I should have it all figured out by then. I am 26 now, and I felt like I needed to have the job, the house, the car, the family, all of that. By the time I hit 30, I need to be a millionaire. Do you know what? And I was putting way too many expectations on myself, which was overwhelming. And then the fact that I moved to Jamaica, and then things weren't working out the way I planned due to the pandemic. Then there's people's negative comments on YouTube. Like, obviously that comes with the territory that comes with doing it, but I was allowing it to affect me. Like, the only reason why it affected me is because something was already what I was telling myself internally. But I just came to the realization that, like, I don't have to have it figured out. A lot of the successful people that we see in life didn't make it until well into their 30s, 40s, sometimes even 50s. Like, people always make jokes about Morgan Freeman that he's been old all their life, and that is because Morgan Freeman actually didn't make it as a successful actor until late in his career and in his life. So, like, why do we put so much pressure on ourselves to obtain all of these things? Social media, all of these, like, you see these young YouTubers. Don't compare yourself, first of all, but sometimes it can, like, it's just inevitable to be like, they have something that I want, and they've achieved it so young, and to deem yourself as a failure. Well, I didn't necessarily deem myself as a failure, but it's very easy to get into that realm of thinking. And so one day I just woke up, like very recently actually, and I was like, I don't actually know what I want to do in life. I'm doing things, I'm starting things, and I'm not sticking to it because I'm not passionate about it. I'm simply doing it just because I want to reach that million mark by 30. I want to have a big house by 30. And, like, you know what? If I hit 30 and that doesn't happen, that's okay. That's okay. And that brings me to what I actually want to talk about in this video today. Please ignore my eyebrows. Number one, when I'm doing makeup, my eyebrows is the worst thing. I hate doing it. I've also run out of brow product, and I have not found anywhere that can thread my eyebrows, and I absolutely hate shaving them. So yeah, disclaimer, I should do the whole video like this, really. They're so bushy. Oh my god. But anyway, we digress. From the title of this video, you can tell what I'm going to be talking about today. I moved to Jamaica without a plan. Okay? So, whilst I was taking my little sabbatical, I saw so many comments. Like, I'm so grateful that my channel, like, reached so much more views. Like, I'm so grateful that so many more people have come across my video. But that did come with a slew of negativity. Negative comments, especially on this one particular video that I did. It is how I feel about moving to Jamaica after 6 months or something along them lines. I had people commenting and saying things like, I should have left England with an education first before I came here. Nobody in their right mind moves to Jamaica without a plan, moves to anywhere in the world without a plan, and I'm dissing their beautiful country and blah blah blah. And what I want to say in response, even though I've already responded to that comment, what I want to say in response to that is, you cannot start a book in the middle and think you're going to understand the book, okay? What you watched is my 6 month mark video. That means I had been in Jamaica 6 months prior. I have done videos where I speak about my journey from the beginning, okay? So you don't understand me and you don't understand my process and why I chose to come to Jamaica if you're going to start from the middle of the book. You have to start from the beginning. So please, before you make ignorant comments, go back. Go watch my very first video of why I moved to Jamaica, because a big thing was anxiety for me, depression, often feeling suicidal in the UK. And yes, it's good, to make plans, and there's a lot of people who are waiting 6-7 years to have X, Y, and Z figured out. Like, I was at a point in my life mentally where that was detrimental for me to sit and wait in my mental health. Like, I was on the verge of a breakdown. That doesn't mean that I didn't come with ideas of what I wanted to do. That doesn't mean that this year I haven't tried to execute several things. Just because I don't speak about it on my channel, that absolutely does not mean that I'm out here not doing nothing. I'm sitting down doing nothing and expecting life to come to me. I'm expecting everything to be handed to me. That is not the case. Like, not that I care about a degree, because that's irrelevant to me. It's just a piece of paper and a bunch of debt, if I'm being honest. That does not, you can have a degree and still lack a lot of common sense. But if that's what you think is being educated is, I have a degree, thank you. I did make a plan before I came to Jamaica, but it wasn't a written plan. When I get here, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. When I get here, I'm going to save X amount of money. Like, I had every intention before coming here of saving a certain amount of money, okay? But with the way the system works in the UK, the money that I saved, I had to go back into those savings just to live, because I'm working at the same time. Like, I'm working, I'm being taxed. I still have to eat when I get to work. I still have to pay for travel, which we all know in London is not cheap. I still have to pay for rent, etc, etc. So do you understand that money, it didn't work? So what am I going to do? Am I going to sit here and wait to keep rebuilding these funds and keep rebuilding, or just go with what I have and make it work? That's me. That's my way of doing things, because at the end of the day, I just feel like quality of life over money any day of the week. I would rather, I'm not saying I am poor, but I'm saying I would rather be poor and mentally happy, physically happy and emotionally happy, than have money and be miserable. So shout out to everybody that has a plan and has executed it, but stop judging people because they didn't do things in a typical way. Like, do you know what I realized? And I'm going to say this, it's about black people. Like, white people can get up and be expats and go travel the world and backpack for 6 months. Do you know what I mean? And just live life on the edge and just take a risk and go travel from country to country. And it's cool, it's hip, it's everything. But when a black person decides to do it, she's uneducated, he or she is uneducated, they don't have any sense, they're expecting life to come to them. Why is that? And I'm not saying, I would never advise anybody, you know, to come to Jamaica without some idea of what you want to do. But I will, at the same time, what I want people to know and understand is that plans fail. There's a saying in Jamaica, and I'm not even gonna say it in patois, even though I can, that man is planning and God is wiping out. So you are making plans thinking that you're bigger than God, and God has other plans for you. Like, by a show of hands, like, put one of those hand up emojis in the comments if you have ever had a plan and it didn't work out for you. I'll wait. Because I'm sure that every single one of us in life has. But is that going to stop me? I'm not going to allow that not having a plan to stop me from going and living my best life. Do you know what I mean? I think that's the problem in life. We let society tell us, like, whilst I was doing this whole sabbatical and taking a break, one of the things that I came to the realization, some of you may agree and some of you may disagree. You're entitled to your opinion. That doesn't necessarily mean that I have to care about your opinion, but you're entitled to it. But what I'm going to say is, like, the constructs that we live in today are all man-made. The whole work, pay taxes, get a job, pay for water, pay for electricity, pay for this, pay for that, and this whole work cycle. Do you think that when God created us, that he created all these things with it? As human beings, we were absolutely never meant to live under these constructs. These are all man-made constructs. So if, as human beings, we don't feel like doing certain things, it's natural. We were meant to just live freely. We were meant to just live. Do you see the way animals live? Careless, free. That is how we were meant to live. But we've allowed mankind, society, men to play God in the situation and tell us how we're supposed to live our lives. And that is why when anybody does something that is out of the norm, people lose their shit. Sorry for my language, but people lose their damn minds. And I'm never going to be somebody that follows, like, I'm always going to lead, and whether it works or whether it don't work, that's on me. I'm not afraid of failure. Without failure, we will never know what not to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of people that want to move, whether it be Jamaica or whether it be anywhere else in the world, a lot of people that want to move are afraid to do so because they're scared of what people are going to think if they fail. People are afraid of what people are going to think if it doesn't work out for them and they go back to their country of origin. I'm not afraid of that. Like, if I needed to go back to England tomorrow, then so be it. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to try again. In fact, like I've said in my previous video, I came to Jamaica last year for 4 months and it didn't work out for me. And I had to go back to England and I had to go work and build myself back up again. But then what happened in that time? I fell into a deep depression. And I was like, I actually cannot stay here any longer. This place makes me very unhappy. I'm not happy here. So whether I have the money totally that I would like or not, I'm going to go for my own peace of mind. I'm not advising those of you who want to come to Jamaica to just get up and come. No, have a plan. It doesn't have to be the most detailed plan, but have an idea of how you're going to generate some type of income. But be mindful that your plans may not always work. And I think that that's when people feel discouraged, is because they've created this big plan in their mind and then it doesn't go according to the way that they intended, and then they're sad and they're upset. But if you just leave space for the universe, God, whatever you call the higher power, to do its thing, and don't be so hard on yourself, you'll see much better results. At the end of the day, who hasn't been affected by this pandemic? There's not a single soul on this planet. No matter how much money you had, no matter how much plans you had for 2020, nobody expected to be in the situation that we're in today. So before you come under my comments talking about should have had a plan, should have done this, should have done that, think before you speak. But anyway, back to the point at hand. Have some type of something, an idea to generate some type of income. If you have a skill or a trade, you can come do that out here. If it's important to have a skill or a trade. You can get into real estate. There's so many opportunities for you, especially the way the world is heading. Everything is moving online. So have some type of plan to generate some type of income. Have somewhere to stay. And yeah, at the end of the day, do not allow people to deter you from doing what you want. Like, I see a lot of people talking about how miserable they are in the country that they're in, whether it's the UK, whether it's the US. I've had people from Africa say that they want to move to Jamaica. I've had people from all over. And they're waiting to have this perfect plan. And to have this perfect plan. And I have to have the right amount of money. Money comes and money goes. Like, Jamaica is expensive. You can sit there and save £5,000 if you think it's gonna make things better for you, like, or make life easier for you, then do so. But personally, I just couldn't sit and wait to generate that amount of income. At one point, I had the ideal amount to move to Jamaica, but like I said, it had to be used. And that's life. But again, that isn't going to stop me because my mental health comes first. So the reason for this video and the message that I'm trying to put out there is not that you should run a risk, especially if you have children and you're moving. Definitely figure your ish out before you come out here, because it's not just about you at that point, it's about the child too. You know, you have to not just sustain yourself, but sustain your child or children. But from the DMs and messages that I get, it's like a lot of you are unhappy where you are. And it makes me sad because you say, I'm not going to move yet, I'm not ready to move because of, X, Y, and Z, or you're scared that people are going to think that, you're a failure if you have to come back. I've heard all of those things. And I would never sit here and say, just move anyway, because I wouldn't want that on me personally. What works for one wouldn't work for the other. I'm not saying that my experience in Jamaica has been easy. It hasn't been. But who knows, maybe if we weren't in a pandemic, it's really hard to judge. I've been there since January, so the last 11 months, because it's been so altered drastically. I think that I would have to have another year in Jamaica to fully grasp what life in Jamaica is like, minus a pandemic. Something I would always advise you guys is to follow your instincts. Follow your heart. Your heart knows best. F what people say about you and live life for you. Because when you are depressed, when you are sad, when you are unhappy, at the end of the day, who do you have but you? So you're living your life for other people, when really, you are all you have. I'm not saying that you don't have, some of you don't have a support system, but no one but you can bring you out of your depression. No one but you can bring you out of your anxiety. Do you know what I mean? So do the things that you want to do while you can, especially while you're young. Especially if you're in your teens, if you're in your 20s. These are the times to explore and live life and start over again. And you know what I mean? You don't want to waste all your 20s and your teen years taking life so serious, and then realizing, you know what, I just want to explore. I want to explore life. I want to do X, Y, and Z. And then taking up another 10 years to do the things that you could have done earlier. So use this time, utilize this time. One thing that I love is that when I told my dad that I wanted to come over and stay, he was like, well, you know what? Go for it. If it doesn't work out for you, you can always come back. You know, you're still young. And that is the advice that I want to give you guys. It's just to not be afraid. Not be afraid of failure. You know, it can be done. Jamaica isn't easy. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to you guys like it's easy. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to you guys that my anxiety has completely disappeared. It's better in Jamaica. But then again, it's also hard to gauge because a lot of my anxiety comes from being in the midst of this pandemic, pressures of what's going to happen next, etc., etc. So I know that when I've stayed on holiday in Jamaica for like, the longest I've stayed on holiday in Jamaica is 4 months. I didn't feel depressed and I didn't feel anxious. But it's really hard for me to really, like I said, judge that based on the year that we've all had. So, moral of the story, live your life, do what's best for you, follow your intuition. If I didn't follow my intuition, guys, I would not be in Jamaica right now, because let me tell you, I wanted to stay and save more money. Like I said, I had ended up going back into the savings that I had, and I was like to my boyfriend, you know what? Maybe I need to just stay for another 2 months in England, even though mentally I was drained. Mentally, I was just depressed and so unhappy. I still wanted to stay for another extra time, stay until like March, and just try and recuperate some of that money that I had spent. But I was like, something in my mind, a voice said to me, no, go January. And I strongly believe, I don't know if that's my intuition, I don't know if it's my higher self, I don't know if it's the creator, I don't know if it's my ancestors, I don't know who said that to me, but had I not listened to that voice, I would have been in England, and I would, it's scary to think where I would be mentally. Because if I felt that depressed, guys, and that unhappy, like so to the point where I'm feeling like I don't want to be on this earth anymore, what would have happened if I stayed in England during the pandemic, continued to be in a long distance relationship, possibly losing a job? Do you know what I mean? I would not have been able to handle it. What everyone can take and what people can't take is always going to be different, and I would not have been able to handle that. So I have to be thankful, and all I can just say to you guys is, if you want to move, just do it. Just do it. Hope this video inspires you in some way. Thank you guys for allowing me to be like a teacher for you guys, allowing me to be somewhat an inspiration. Thank you for looking to me for advice. I want to say God bless all the people on YouTube who have moved to Jamaica. Like, I watch you guys' videos and I'm so proud of you, whether I know you ever or not. I'm so proud of every single person that has made that choice in life to do something that is drastic but makes them feel more at peace. I'm so proud. It's not easy to make that choice, to make that change, to make that step. And I look forward to so many more of you guys just following your hearts. So that brings me to the end of this video. I hope I wasn't rambling too much and like you've got somewhat of a message out of what I just said. Thank you guys for your time. Please like, comment and subscribe. Tell a friend to like, comment and subscribe. I'm halfway to the 1,000 subscriber mark, guys. So I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. See you in the next video. Mwah, mwah.